All right, good morning. It is, I think, a little after 4 a.m. and March 4th, I believe. And I've been up for a while, but I'm finally settling in to have a little bit of like reading time and journaling time. And what I thought would be good is on most days, because I have a different morning schedule, that I'll get up and I'll do a portion of my morning quiet time and journal time, and I'll just kind of keep it flowing on my page. And maybe it's something that you'll want to join in if you're not someone who journals or finds those quiet moments to reflect and to process and to dream and to pray. Maybe this will be something that you can join with me on occasion when I'm on. I'm going to try to go live, I don't know, several times a week, if not daily, because my schedule is like this pretty much Monday through Friday. It might change to Monday through Saturday. But anyway, and then you can always revisit it later. So I have here, I have just a journal. I have many different journals that I use. This is just a simple notebook, and I found it in one of my kids' rooms, and I like this particular style. I didn't even take this off because it's flimsy, and I can just fold the pages back and write. So I'm going to use this today. And then I have my Bible, which I go through. And also I'm reading a couple different books. So the way that I like to go about this process and practice is, and again, there's no real like formula, but what I would say is important is that it's something that is nourishing for you, so that when you walk away from this time, you feel like you've added to your cup and not like depleted it. It's easy to get distracted on social media and that type of thing, which there's just so many things to distract us, even when we're striving to have these quiet moments. But if you can dedicate time and space, 30 minutes, it could be less, but as long as it's focused and intentional, you'll be amazed at how you feel when you leave. So, and then I have another book. So I'm just going to like do my own thing, and I invite you to do your own thing, whether you join in now or whether you join in the future, or you just create your own practice on the side. All right. So I have a book that I'm reading, and this actually does have like scriptures in it. So I'm gonna, kind of use a portion of this. And if you need like a prompt or a thought, something that I'm gonna like journal in on is this particular day. And this book talks about transfer problems and to tackle a list. And it gives a couple scriptures. But at the end of the day, it's talking about the Proverbs 31 woman and how, though she was busy and productive, basically it's saying like she was productive and checking things off her list and getting things done, so that she's not in bed, not being active and productive, but thinking about all the things that we need to do. And so one of the passages here, let me just see where it is. Not passages, but the book. It says, we may look at the Proverbs 31 woman and all she accomplished and think, wasn't she completely exhausted? Actually, I get the sense of a woman who is energized, a woman who has discovered that the more you get done, the more energy is generated to tackle the next thing that must be done. The truth is, often the most exhausting things, this is what I underlined last night. The truth is that the most exhausting thing of all is not what we've done, but what we've left undone. And that is pretty powerful, and that hit home, hit in a way that I was like, oh. So I want to think about what are those things that I've left undone, and we feel like by not doing something, it's actually given us time and energy, but really it's stealing energy from us, right? Because we're kind of dreading the actual thing that we're avoiding to do. So it says it's those unfinished tasks that haunt our quiet moments and drain the life from our soul. Those unwritten letters, unspoken words, that unfinished baby blanket, the 20 pounds we need to lose, or the disaster in the garage that we plan to organize someday. These are the things that drain the life from our soul, silently accusing us, reminding us of our own inadequacies, and robbing us of much needed energy. And then it goes on, I won't read the whole thing on to the next page, but it just says for the last few sentences, the Proverbs 31 woman may have worked late at night, but she did not lie awake at night, racked with anxiety. She achieved that ideal balance of a soul at rest and a body in motion. And then it goes on. So what I'm going to think about today in my time what are the things that are robbing me of energy. It says, and leaving me exhausted. And really identifying those and then creating a list of how to tackle them. So that's what I'm going to think about this morning, a journal about. And then I have some other things that are just fun to think about. So, enjoy. I'm not going to play music. Typically when I'm doing my own quiet time, I like to have music. And I have a candle, which I have right here. I actually have some incense going also. And then I have like something on the TV. Like I like the fireplace sound. I don't have a fireplace in my house. But I won't do music so I don't get copyright issues. And they take away my voice. All right. So enjoy. Let me see if I can see what time it is. So it's 4:30. So I know I've probably been talking for like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll have this video continue live for about 15 or so more minutes. And then I'll continue my process independently. One last note. I find that journaling things out, it really helps me to like to wrestle with the world, right? To think through problems that I might be having or needing to solve. It helps me to make sense of my own feelings. It helps me to document things that I am praying about and thinking about. And it's just it's a great way to kind of clear out the mind, clear out the heart and the soul, and put it on paper. So use it as a way of reflection, cleansing, clearing, and gaining clarity. And I always like to put the date so that you can go back later on and look at what you've written. have this incense burning, and I'm trying to see if the smoke can be seen. But it's getting smoky. You can see the smoke a little bit. So, another thing that when you are journaling, you might find that you'll remember something that you need to do, which is what just happened to me. So I didn't do it in this journal. Sometimes I do it, but a mentor once taught me that you can write your journal, whatever your notes, if you're at a seminar, whatever, on the left side. And then the right side is for ideas that come up while you're journaling, meditating, or learning, because usually a great idea will come up and they're still linked together. So that's a good tip. If I don't do that, sometimes I'll write it on another piece of paper, or I'll write it at the top, because it may or may not be related to what I've been journaling. So you don't want to kind of like disrupt that flow, but you do want to go back and remember what it is that you thought of. One other quick note before we transition out. When you're journaling and reading, whatever, you might find moments where you want to kind of like just go into a daze, and that daze is okay. Sometimes, like I was just writing, and then maybe I'm not completing the thought here, but there's something that's still like being formulated in my mind that I'm thinking about, and reflecting on or whatever, and then you can come back to what you're journaling. It may or may not, like, sometimes if you read back through journals, you might feel like there's breaks in topic or breaks in like stream of thought, in my experience and in my journaling. And usually that has happened because I have written, and then that has like inspired, further kind of like thinking and daydreaming and visualizing or whatever. Like I kind of just will start reflecting, and then I go back and start thinking about something else. But that's okay. Like that's just part of the process, and there's no like right or wrong. I would say is just allow yourself to be comfortable with like being with yourself, right? And being with your thoughts, and all that may come up, that you might have 50, different emotions in one setting, depending on what it is that you're processing in that, span of quiet time that you're having, that you're dedicating to yourself, that you're gifting to yourself. So, I hope this was, encouraging, and I'm going to continue my process. I'm actually going to warm my coffee. It's about almost 4:45, if not 4:45 a.m. And I have some art that I want to try to work on. I'm trying to implement that more into my personal morning routine, and I'm going to journal and do some other stuff as well. So I'll see you on the next live. Hopefully I can, do this every day in some form, shape, or fashion, because I'm already up anyway. So, all right, take care. Bye-bye.